Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Vivek. Vivek, how are you doing today?
Hey, Qasim, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, Vivek, let us know what you do and where you live.
Yeah, so let me start with my introduction. So, my name is Vivek. I'm the co-founder of Pragra. So, we have an edtech company in Mississauga. We have been running this company since 2018. Me and my partner Atin, we started this company, and the whole purpose, or I would say the motive, was to cover up the gap between the education industry and the corporate industry. So every college or fresh graduate, we have seen that challenge in Canada, that they struggle a lot to find jobs into the IT market. So we started with a single motive, that let's fill up this gap, that whatever because we have spent enough time in industry. Like my partner Atin, he has 2 decade experience in IT industry. I have 15 year of experience in IT. So we just wanted to fill up that gap, and that was the whole concept of Pragra. So we started it, and we would say we have been pretty successful, and things are amazing so far.
Awesome, awesome. So, I think later in my future, probably at some time, I will also be going to start this because I believe there is a very big gap in the industry and the educational sector, and everybody needs a lot of counseling in this regard. So, I believe there is some educational campaign maybe related to this topic as well. I think there should be a campaign related to this topic because I believe there are many who even doesn't know that this is something that they should discuss. They stay
Absolutely.
in the darkness, they stay in the dark and take the wrong decisions, and
Correct.
they have to face these circumstances in the future. So what do you think about this thing? Because you must have seen this problem in the
Yes.
industry.
No, absolutely. Like we have counseled more than, I would say, 3,000 people so far, right? Every year we train approximate 600 students in Pragra. And we have three different persona. One is college fresh graduates who are now graduated and they are looking to explore different market. Second are the people who are newcomer to Canada, right? Let's say I might be a civil engineer in the background, or I might be a mechanical engineer from my background, but when I come to Canada, if I'm not able to find a relevant job in my own domain, definitely I am looking for some guidance or some kind of mentoring there. What career path should I choose? And that's a big decision. It's not just about the money, it's about the direction I'm gonna choose. Because if you take a wrong direction, that will cost you a lot of time, right? If after 6 months, if I realize like the things which I'm doing and they are not gonna land up me a job, then definitely I will be like I'm misleading myself and I'm wasting my time. So as you said the right thing, that there is lot of darkness over there. Everybody will give you an advice based on their own experience. Like I will give an example. This is a very common theory. People who are newcomer to Canada, 80% of the time they get in a kind of advice, oh, you need to start from the basic jobs, or just try to find a basic job and then you would be able to do it. First find a basic job, and then you start in parallel, you start looking for your own domain. But that's not true, right? We have seen the people who came here, who within 1 month or 2 months of effort, they have absolutely got the similar kind of job. It is not just IT. People who were in banking industry, they have got the jobs in banks and everything. Yes, it's a big challenge, and that's where like people, I would say, if they would challenge me on that part, that Vivek, it is not easy to find a job in Canada when you're coming as a newcomer. No, it's not easy. But if you are in the right, I would say, channels, if you are well connected to the people, that's where your skills they come into picture, right? What kind of people who are mentoring you, what mindset they have. If I started from very basic job, like I have seen people, there was a professional, he was in States, he was in India, he was almost 14 year experience, and he was in IT, he was a project manager, and he was in working in a warehouse from last 1.5 year. Why? Because he couldn't get an opportunity in IT, and he said like, I thought that's the only way we gonna survive here. No, that's not the right way of doing it. And then we helped him around 2.5 months, and then he landed a job with one of the major bank in Canada as a project manager itself. So it's all about the right mentoring, right direction, and of course, your connections will definitely play an important role there.
Well, that's an amazing thing. In fact, we are an Austin-based company, and we have faced like even doesn't know what should be their field, and when the time is passed, then things become even more worse. And
Mhm.
okay, so I will not go deeper into it because it will take a lot of time. All right, so let me know how you are acquiring the clients, or maybe how you are onboarding the clients, because I believe there must be some assessment session as well where you assess if the candidate should be taken or not. So how this works?
So basically, I will tell you like we have tried different way. Of course, we have some marketing in place. We also do social media advertising, but word of mouth is the biggest advertisement for any business, and that has been working really great for us. Honestly speaking, around I would say 50 to 60% of people who are coming to us, they are coming by word of mouth. So take an example: if one person got the job, and if you are from a different background or you are a college fresh graduate who got the job, so by default few of your friends or your classmates, they will get to know, right, like this person got the job with RBC bank, but he's just one of us, so they try to ask you question. So that word of mouth over the period of time, that has really helped us. So that's where 50 to 60% people are coming. And again, in Canada, this is like a small community area, I would say, right? So people are well connected here, so people talk to each other, and that's how it is working. Other than that, like we are running social media ads on Instagram on, but it depends on the industry. So like for us, Google ads, they have really performed well because people, they go online, they search for courses, they search for jobs, they search for mentoring and all. And we have like around 400 reviews on social media, and people see the feedback, and they always even let us know like, okay, I compared few vendors, and I see Pragra has the highest number of reviews and feedbacks from different people. So people, they really care for genuine feedbacks, right? So they could see, and that's how they have explored Pragra and they came to us. But overall, so I will categorize in two way. One is Google ads, which really worked for us. For some businesses, yes, Facebook and Instagram, and they would do. But maybe for our business, Facebook was always generating garbage leads. The data is coming more out of the country, right? We are getting messages from India and all other countries that, hey, can I come to Canada? Can I get a visa? And those kind of queries. So we stopped spending budget on Facebook. So most of our budget goes to Google. And then we have referral bonus. So every student who refer another student or someone, we give them a referral bonus. So this word of mouth is our biggest advertisement.
Awesome, awesome. So, like, what's the process of onboarding as well? Like,
Mhm.
once someone, let's say, with a word of mouth or even from your marketing, someone lands on
Mhm.
your website, or maybe someone connects with you via phone call, via a phone call.
Yes.
So then, how it works? Like, how you onboard them? What's the process?
So we start with an assessment. Okay, we won't call it an interview, but I would say just a basic discussion and assessment. That is also different for two categories, right? People who are already in IT or who understand IT. Let's say if you are a IT graduate, or if you have already worked. Let's say especially girls who have been married, then they have maternity gap, right? They couldn't work or they changed their country, but now they want to go back to their own domain, right? You have 5 to 7 years of careers gap. So we do a basic assessment, then we try to match based on their interest and what is highly demanded in industry. So take an example, if somebody was a QA before, we would suggest them to go for Java programming so that they can find jobs more easily, right? And that's a matching pattern. Somebody who was a system administrator before, we try to suggest them to go for cloud and DevOps kind of profile, which are modern, which are in high in demand. People who were in analytics, in banking industry and all, we try to suggest them for go data analytics and data science because those are the matching roles. So we had a very good diversity in past. We had a math teacher who landed a job with eBay as a full-fledged Java developer with 110,000 salary. We had somebody who was working in a food industry. That guy landed a job, remote job with US, and he was like highest salary maker, 160,000 Canadian dollar. So jumping from 30,000 salary to 160,000 salary, people really see that. So our assessment process basically is very similar. So we call them for a basic assessment. We have a good discussion with them. We try to find out their interest. Then we try to match them with the relevant courses. Once they select their program, so they will be enrolled, so they will have 1 month 2 months training, and after that then we put them in real time projects, and once they get the confidence, then we help them to start applying in the jobs in the market and getting resume ready, getting interview prep ready and all. So we do that. So that's a step by step process. We have dedicated people in place who take care of their relevant domains.
Well, you are doing a lot. I was thinking maybe you are just giving them a
Like it's a
suggestion and
five
a
step
path. You're
process.
just showing them path.
Absolutely.
But
No, we make a promise. We don't even charge people. So we have a policy in place, and that's also really working out. As you
mhm,
asked marketing, sorry, I missed that part. So we only charge 30% fees upfront. The
mhm.
major portion of 70% of fees you will only pay when you land up a job.
Awesome.
So that's the biggest commitment people see from a company, that yes,
Yeah.
if they are charging major portion only after we land up a job. Now, of course, if you got a job for 100,000, you don't mind paying 4,000 or $5,000,
Yeah.
right? If I don't have a job, then 500 is also a big amount for me, correct? So
Completely makes
that
sense.
way, yes. So we have optimized the process that it is win-win situation for a student and for the company as well.
Well, that's completely makes sense. Awesome. So, Vic, we missed one part in the start. What is your biggest why? Why you started this business, and what was the biggest inspiration behind it?
Absolutely. So we always wanted to do something. So me and my partner, we used to work for the same company. So we started meeting in office. Before that, we didn't know each other. So we both had spark to do something, and then we started discussing. And I think that time he was meeting someone, or even my wife, when she came to Canada, she had prior experience, but she almost like was rejected by multiple companies, or just because you don't have Canadian experience, and that was really frustrating because I got a relocation through a company, so I didn't face that challenge finding a job and all that because I came with a job offer letter in Canada. So I was okay. But when my wife came, she really faced that challenge, right? In the beginning, people were really bugging her, and I really didn't understand why for a Java developer, Canadian industry or Indian industry will make a difference, right? But we faced that challenge, and same thing happened to my partner too. So we had a synergy over there. Then we decided like how we can help here, right? There are jobs, there are people available in the market, but yet there is a big difference. So how we gonna fill up this gap? So we came up with an idea that let's do one thing, let's prepare people, and why people will trust us, right? That would be a big question. There are so many big schools available in the market, right? There are so many good colleges. Why somebody would pay me $2,000 when they can pay $2,000 to University of Toronto and they can do a 6 months course? So to mitigate that, we came up with the same idea that let's split a fees. Okay, we will charge only minimum fees so that we can survive. That will manage our regular expenses. Yes, we will not make any money, but if we want to make money, then definitely we need to put efforts to get these people placed, and that
Makes
strategy
sense.
really worked well for us. So that's how we started. And again, as you asked, the spark was to do something. So, and what you can do based on your previous skill set, right? Definitely you look for something what you are. So if I would be good at cooking, then yes, then only I can think of some restaurants or something. But again, we were tech people, and without any investment, if you have to start a business, if you would do something, that will take time, that will take some money, education. And again, my family has a good education background. My father, he's a principal. My sister, she has PhD in chemistry. So I come from education background. So it was very easy to start that part.
Well, that's interesting. So, Vivek, in terms of the differentiators, I believe
Mhm.
you have one of the biggest differentiator, which is like you are just charging 30% of the total fee upfront, and after this, whenever someone will get the job, they will pay after 70%, which will be very easy, I believe, when you are earning 3x than in the earning that you're doing in the odd jobs. So
Yes.
obviously, it will be pretty easier. So other than this differentiator, what is the other biggest differentiator from your competitors?
So in education, the only thing which will matter is rather than fees, rather than time, like nobody can say like, okay, I will get you place in 1 month. Okay, somebody is doing in 2 months. Can I do it in 1 month? No, that's not possible. Okay, they might be charging $2,000. Can I do it in 600? Maybe I will do it in 600, but then definitely you're gonna lose some money, right? Because there is a basic expense. You're gonna rent a place, you are spending your time. If you are in IT, if you are that knowledgeable, definitely you are making some good money in your corporate, right? So why you will spend your 5 hours or 10 hours to just to make, let's say, $600? So the only differentiator between two places can be the quality. So we really believed in the quality part since the day one. That doesn't matter how much we charge. And of course, people understand that part, that yes, if a 20-year experienced professional is going to teach me, he's not going to teach me for free, right? And of course, everything will come at a premium price. So we never did any discounts thing. We never said, oh, there is a Diwali promotion going on, there is a Christmas promotion going on, we give you 50% off. We never gave any off. We said these are the hours, this much we're gonna charge. That's how we're gonna do it. We allow them to join 2 week classes for free. So if you don't believe in our quality, you come, you join the classes for 2 weeks. If you are not convinced in 2 weeks, you don't pay a single penny. If within 2 weeks, you will definitely realize like how much knowledgeable is your trainer, how we are following the processes. You are definitely gonna connect to other student. If you are getting that confidence in 2 weeks, then only you pay your fees. Otherwise, you don't need to pay. So the biggest factor which we could bring on the table was what value we are offering to them, right? It's a 2 months class, this much fees you're gonna pay, and you are getting the highest quality. So there were two segments in the market. One was high end, like we have 2 3 schools in Toronto who charge $18,000 to $25,000 for similar kind of courses. And then there were like any regular teaching institutes who are doing these courses for 800 or $1,000. Then that is just training. Like you get the training and then you are on your own. Maybe we will help and maybe we won't. So what we did, we bring something in middle of that. So what we did, we try to offer the same quality which these guys are offering, and we try to match the pricing kind of thing with the lower segment. So if they are offering we started with $1,500 fees. Our first program was only 1,500. Right now, from last 6 years, we are only charging $3,000 upfront, and that is only like 1,000 in 3 months. So that way, like we give flexibility. We are only charging the minimal fees, which is people can compare with other vendors. So that way, we really set up our market, and so far we have been like amazing at that place. Nobody is able to beat that, and we were ranked in highest boot camps in Canada. We were listed on Forbes 2024 list as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and even by local newspaper and all, like in Saga, there is a local portal. They also listed
Mhm.
on their site that this company has helped more than 1,000 professional to transform their career. We were going from old backgrounds to the IT jobs, and people are thriving there. There was no kind of experience where people got the job and they couldn't survive there. No, that never happened. Not even a single student from Pragra has ever been laid off. So that's the thing which proudly we can tell to people.
That's great. Wow, that's great. Awesome. So, Vivek, I believe every business faces a lot of challenges, and you have mentioned some of the challenges. But other than that, in fact, you are working with the class who's already earning less.
Yeah.
So, I believe at this side there will be more challenges for you, even
Absolutely.
than any other business, because in other businesses most of the time people are throwing money and getting a return on it, and sometimes they are not getting the return on it. They are facing internal organizational problems.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Probably these problems might be less for you, but on the other hand, you are facing a lot of other challenges. So, can you share with us one biggest challenge that you faced and how you were able to cope up?
Yeah. So again, when you are growing, the first challenge was in the beginning stage when you have to convince people and you need to make a brand image in the market, right? Because it is not a product which you can use and you can get a feedback in 2 days or 3 days. This is a 6 month process, right? So in somebody who start with us, they will definitely see the results and everything after 5 months or 6 months. So it's a long and
Makes
it's a
sense.
frustrating journey, right? People who are already on basic salaries, they need to manage their time. And in Canada, time is again, they directly relate it to
Exactly.
money that, okay, why
Exactly.
should I spend 4 hours in the class when I can work somewhere for 4 hours and I can make $100 at the weekend?
Yeah.
That's a big decision people have to make. So convincing people to pay upfront $2,000, $3,000 is not an easy job. It takes very good convincing initially because we didn't have multiple examples to showcase. So that was one challenge.
Yeah.
Once people started getting placement, then we could see, okay, look, we have 50 people who already did that, right? So that means the path is correct. The only variable factor is the student. So now it depends on you how much effort you are making. And then in 2020, we had big challenge as a business, if you ask us. Then COVID came because we are a hybrid model. So we used to call people to the classroom. Otherwise, the same courses people can do it from India as well, right? The same course I can buy from Udemy. It's a Java program. I can buy any program for $20. Why should I pay somebody $1,000 for it, right? So the another variation which we were offering them was classroom sessions. So we have 4 hour class. You have mentor in there. You can ask questions. You can showcase your laptop because programming, that is a like repetitive process where you need to work with your mentor, right? So now when it the time period came for COVID, I think that was one of the challenge which we had to face now, because how you gonna differentiate yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now you cannot reduce your pricing. You cannot say you can never compete with Coursera or Udemy, right? That now instead of
Yeah.
$1,000 you can start charging $20. You won't survive.
You
So
cannot. Yeah.
again, I would say that time that same word of mouth, or I would say the people trust on us because it was already 3 years in market. Multiple people were already placed. So most of the people who were enrolled, they came through references, right? So they had trust in us. And again, as I said, it was a 6 month journey, right? It's not like 1 week or 2 weeks. So these people stayed with us even within COVID. And I would say that was another blessing too, that after, just right after COVID, there was a boom in IT because everything went online. People, they were getting
Yeah.
jobs. Every student, like in class, I remember one guy had 11 job offers in 2022.
That's great.
So yeah, it was like both things at the same time. It was a blessing too. So and it was a boon too. So those two things happened together. But fortunately, I would say that by God grace, yeah, we survived in that time, and we could easily handle that time. And again, 2022, our best year. We had 187 placements overall. So that was pretty good, and that was one of the big challenge. And now last year, because when you must have seen, it was almost kind of a recession kind of thing. So 2024 was one of the difficult year when everything was high. There were, I think, more than 100,000 professionals were laid off. Now if market
Everywhere.
is already filled with senior folks who are 8 to 15 year of experience, then how our fresher people will get the job? So as a dip, if you say in the business, 2024 was our biggest challenge, and that was a big
Mhm.
hurdle because
Yeah.
now you are training 600 students, and those 600 students are available in the market. And definitely people expect you to get them a job, right? That was the end expectation. So
Exactly. Exactly.
that's where you need to, yes, we had frustrated students and all. And at beyond a point of time, people lose patience. We saw so many students who lost their patience. So that was like, again, because so many people, and emotionally you can feel that, right? You can feel that frustration, but you are also helpless. You cannot do anything over there. That's the market situation. How you gonna get these people placed? Doesn't matter how much effort we gonna keep. We hired a big recruitment team last year. That was our biggest team. We had around 7 people in the team who were trying to market these guys. But again, that was the market situation.
Yeah, indeed. And I believe it was the same everywhere, like in USA, in Canada, and in the whole world,
Absolutely.
like especially in Europe as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, awesome. So in this case, I think we can get an advice for other entrepreneurs as well who want to start their business. And I believe we can go for the ones who are even struggling to get a job or maybe to settle in the market.
Yeah. So two piece of advice for two different people. One is for people who wants to start. Yes, it takes a big courage. I have so many friends in my circle as well. Of course, they have seen my journey because again, you were working in same company and now you are an entrepreneur and they are like still working in the jobs. Of course, there are somewhere in their mind, people have this thought that they want to start something, but it takes a big courage because even I had to leave my job. I was an architect with Air Canada. Leaving that job and being a full-time person in your business, that's a big leap, or that's a big jump you're gonna take, right? Because coming out of your comfort zone is the biggest courage you need. So people who want to start, I would say just start it. Okay, yes, it will take some confidence. It will take, you definitely need to discuss with your family and all, but you have to be convinced first, right? People think, I have seen those people, they are just expecting someone to give a push to them, but that is not necessary that somebody is gonna really support you. If you have belief in your own idea, whatever business it can be a restaurant, it can be an IT company, it can be a product, anything. If you believe yourself, do it. Eventually, if you are sincere enough, yes, people say there are failures, but I will say I have never seen a big failure if person was sincere. I have not met, maybe there would be. I'm not like releasing a generic fact, but yes, so far I met so many people after coming into business. If you are sincere enough, people are able to reach somewhere. You might not become Elon Musk. I'm okay. I don't want to become an Elon Musk. It's okay. I wanted to do something in my life. And honestly, I'm satisfied after 7 years of being in business. Yes, this is what I wanted to do. I'm not a very big company, but yes, this is what I always wanted to do, and we have reached that stage. Second is, if you have already started a business, people they get scared of experimenting new things. We have changed our models completely, how we want to work. Deciding when we decided that okay, now per month fees will not be 1,500, the fees would be $3,000, right? Nobody will take that risk, right? Because you are almost going twice of it. But again, if you have to build that brand, you need to take that jump. You have to take that decision. So we took that decision and it was successful. And that really helped us. And then like we are on the same model. Yeah, once something goes successful, I would say we should spend some time and stick to the same decision. If you have taken some decision, then stick to it and then make it successful. So experimenting new things, that thing that really helps in any business. New ideas will always help you.
Awesome, Vivek. Thanks. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I think it was really helpful, and it will help others a lot. And on the other hand, please let the people know how they can reach you. If you can share your website or the contact wherever people
Yeah,
can reach you.
100%. Yeah. So we are also in state. Again, we came in 2022. We thought of setting up in Dallas. So we started an office, but then again, all that market crash and everything happened. But now again, we are starting in Dallas as well.
Awesome.
So our company website is simple. It's pragra.io. And right now we are heavily focusing on AI and related technologies because IT market is going under a very revolutionized kind of stage, and we want to make sure that people are not getting left behind. So we changed our full focus to AI and everything. So people who want to understand the domain, who wants to make a career switch or who want to upgrade themselves, trust me, we have so many free sessions where we invite industry experts and they guide you on that. So anybody who is looking to explore, please join us.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Vivek, thank you. Thanks for joining us today. I really enjoyed it, and we will stay connected. And well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a
Thank you.
good
Have a
one.
good day. Bye bye.